Spring in Oklahoma is storm season here in the state. May is the peak of our severe weather season when we get the most active amounts of severe weather in our region. Now, only one May in history has recorded no tornadoes. The rest of them all bring some level of tornado activity to our region. In addition to that, it's just plain old wet because we get so many storms. Tulsa averages 5.73 inches over the course of May. That's our wettest month on average. Now, why do we get this set up in this particular time of year? Well, it has to do with a combination of factors, starting with the storm track. That jet stream, the upper level winds, they're still strong and overhead. It steers individual storm systems along it. It also, at least with this particular pattern, often brings about a southerly surface wind. It can come out of slightly different angles, but that generates wind shear. Winds at the surface blowing from the south, but winds up higher up are stronger and coming from a different direction. That generates spin in the atmosphere and helps to organize storms and sometimes produce tornadoes. That south wind, you see where it comes from, the Gulf, and that brings about ample moisture to our part of the state this time of year, and that is why we end up with a lot of green in green country. All that rain and that moisture helps to fuel future storms, especially when we have a trigger for it. The final component, it's the heat. As we get to that higher sun angle time of year, we get instability. It helps to fuel the storms, provide them with the energy they need to be sustained. And when we've got a storm track and all the organization, that's the recipe for supercells and dangerous weather here in our part of the state. Well, as we look at the graph for tornadoes by month across Oklahoma, you'll see a clear peak right here in the month of May. In fact, May's 24 tornadoes on average is more than double almost every other month. April is our second highest month with 12 months, and we get such a sharp drop off into the summer because we lose the storm track or a lot of the wind shear to help generate the spin in the atmosphere. So clearly we're at that point where all things kind of align for severe weather and tornadoes. Looking at the past years, well, you can see so far we've only had one tornado this year in the month of May, but years prior have been active, especially last year at 54, average to below average years before that, and going back to 2019, a year we won't readily forget, 105 tornadoes, a record when all those ingredients aligned so readily, and they appear to be doing so at least for a stretch coming up in the next week or two. We'll likely see this number on the rise as well.